Welcome to Dial Headlines. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. After first carrying out a survey in April, Myanmar's Tzu Chi volunteers returned to Tangling Township with rice seedlings for over 2,000 farmers. As Mother's Day draws near, Tzu Chi volunteers around the world get ready to also celebrate Buddha Day. We check out preparation in Tzu Chi offices across Asia. And 16 Tzu Chins from Northern California who will be graduating soon are treated to a graduation banquet at the local Tzu Chi office. Myanmar's Tangling Township in Yangon province experienced flooding last year, which resulted in a poor harvest for local farmers. To help, in April, Tzu Chi volunteers carried out an assessment to better understand the needs of these residents and recently returned to hand out rice seedlings to 2,068 families from 9 villages.
To these Burmese farmers in the Tan-In township of Yangon province, the rice seedlings bought by Tzu Chi volunteers have come just in time.
The river experienced a high tide. The seedlings we've been given are able to withstand that rise in water. They're very suited to our weather conditions here.
The 30-kilo bag of seedlings may be heavy to carry, but the thought of a fruitful harvest gives the residents a reason to smile. To thank the volunteers, the agricultural minister also arrived to give a helping hand.
When we transport the seedlings to these villages, I will find out when is the high tide or low tide, so that the boat will get there smoothly. Whether we transport the seeds by car or boat, we will try to deliver all the seedlings before the rainy season starts in June.
Tzu Chi volunteers explained to the villagers that these seedlings are the love of kind-hearted people from around the globe and encourage them to give.
I'm taking a coin bank, and I plan to donate a tenth of my income to it every day. So if I get $10 a day, I will put $1 into the coin bank.
Volunteers first carry out a 10-day assessment at 9 villages before holding the rice seed distribution. For those who are unable to attend, volunteers visit them at home to deliver the relief items. With hope for their future, these residents are now all smiles.
Back to Taiwan, the Jin Si Books and Cafe located inside the Parkview Hotel in Hualien celebrated its 4th anniversary. To mark the occasion, Tzu Chi volunteers invited hotel guests to enjoy a music concert and immerse themselves in a rich selection of Jin Si publications.
On the music concert to celebrate the 4th anniversary of the Jin Si Books and Cafe in Hualien's Parkview Hotel, the volunteers invited P-Power artist Wang Shirong to perform. The music goes very well with the bookstore's literary ambience. The establishment of the Jin Si Books and Cafe inside the hotel has helped spread Tzu Chi's message of love to hotel guests from all over the world.
Many guests are surprised when they see Jin Si Books and Cafe because you don't normally see a bookstore in a hotel. The store is also popular among the customers because they believe the Jin Si publications enrich the spirit.
Hotel guests show great interest in the wide selection of books and gifts the store has to offer.
Most of the guests are from Japan, China, Malaysia, Singapore, and others. For those who don't know much about Tzu Chi, the Jin Si Aphorism books will attract them the most because in each hotel room there's a copy of it in 4 languages. After reading the book, some of them will come and purchase it.
Through the bookstores, Tzu Chi's special brand of humanitarianism is spreading far and wide.
Residents of Taiwan's Hualien, Zhang Xiuli's family has been under Tzu Chi's wing since Xiuli was small. Determined to one day reciprocate the love she has received, Xiuli decided to enroll in the Tzu Chi College of Technology to become a nurse. She will soon graduate and join a local Tzu Chi hospital in June. Carefully tending to a patient and dressing his wound. Though Zhang Xiuli is only an intern and will not be a full-fledged nurse until June, she takes her job very seriously. Growing up with an older brother who has diabetes, the frequent hospital visits inspired Xiuli to become a nurse.
To be a nurse is such a noble profession. You can take care of patients and tend to their needs. I want to become a nurse. I want to serve the sick.
Now a student at Tzu Chi College of Technology, Xiu Li's family has been under Tzu Chi's care since she was small. On weekends, the hardworking girl always remembers to go home to keep her 61-year-old mother company and take care of house chores.
She helps me out like doing the laundry, mopping the floor, and cooking meals. She will come home to do these chores. I have had 3 knee operations. Xiu Li was the one who took care of me. She studies hard. The scholarship that she gets, she gives it all to me.
With Tzu Chi volunteers' support and her teachers' encouragement, Xiu Li will join the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital after she graduates as a way to reciprocate.
She often says these are but her responsibilities. She hopes to better herself by coming to our school so she may be ready to excel when she has a job as a way to honor her school and society.
Though growing up in a poor family, Zhang Xiu Li is strong and optimistic. Knowing her goals in life, the young girl is determined to become a person that gives, and is a welcome new addition to the Tzu Chi Hospital. Sunday, May 13th, Tzu Chi volunteers around the world will be observing a tri-celebration of Mother's Day, Buddha Day, and Global Tzu Chi Day. For the past few years in Taipei, Tzu Chi's Buddha Day ceremony has been taking place in Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, and this year is no exception. On Sunday, May 6th, more than 10,000 volunteers gathered at the venue for the last rehearsal. All persisted with the run-through despite the searing temperature.
Under the blistering midday sun, more than 10,000 Tzu Chi volunteers congregated at the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall in Taipei on Sunday for the final rehearsal for the May 13th Buddha Day celebration.
For most of us, we're only out here in the sun for a short while. The ceremony committee has been here since early morning, and everyone is putting their efforts together to make sure the ceremony is a success.
Teachers, medical professionals, and entrepreneurs are found among volunteers at the Buddha Day rehearsal. This year, more than 20 entertainers are also taking part.
It is very hot, but it feels good to be here. It's as if Mother Earth is joining the ceremony with everyone else.
Everyone is committed to this cause. I believe it will be a success on the day.
The ceremony committee members let no seconds go to waste as they help participants perfect their movement for the choreography and group formations.
We have a full house today. There will be no rehearsals on the day of the celebration. So far, we've pretty much achieved what we have set out to do.
At the last major rehearsal, all participants are united in one goal: to bring about a dignified and memorable Buddha Day celebration in a week's time.
Moving on to Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur, thanks to his son's participation in the 2010 Buddha Day ceremony, Chen Fu, who suffered a stroke twice, and his wife were inspired to join Tzu Chi. Till this day, the family is committed to Tzu Chi's mission. We find out more.
Battening the bottles with his feet, recycling volunteer Chen Fu has no problem as long as the work doesn't involve the use of his right arm.
My arm isn't so good because I've had stroke twice, but the more I do this, the happier I get. It feels funny if I miss out on one day of recycling.
Drenched in sweat from the work, 61-year-old Chen Fu has been a recycling volunteer with his son Chen Junwei for the past 2 years at this environmental station in Jinjiang Town, Kuala Lumpur. The pair's relationship with Tzu Chi began at a Buddha Day ceremony back in 2010.
When I heard about the large-scale Buddha Day celebration with more than 10,000 people, I wanted to find out what it was.
The curiosity brought Junwei into Tzu Chi, where he served as an environmental volunteer. However, in the beginning, Junwei's commitment to recycling had his parents worried.
Junwei used to go to the recycling station at night and stay there until very late. My wife started going with him the second week.
Soon, Chen Fu joined his wife Huang Meimei and son at the recycling station. 2 months after, Chen and his wife flew to Taiwan for a tour around Tzuji's heartland. Upon returning home, Huang Meimei, who owns a vegetarian eatery, decided to teach volunteers how to cook meatless dishes.
We love taking cooking lessons from her because she's very good at home cooking. It's very useful to learn a few of these everyday dishes.
Though Huang Meimei runs a meatless restaurant, none of her family members are vegetarians. However, Master Zheng Yan helped them change their mind.
Master Zheng Yan's appeal was a wake-up call for me. She said we must all go vegetarian, otherwise it will be too late to save the earth. I became a vegetarian on July 14th. I pledged vegetarianism for many lives to come.
My husband went for blood tests recently and his health has improved a lot. The doctor told him that very soon he won't be needing all that medication.
The Buddha Day ceremony 2 years ago introduced Chen's family to a different and more eco-conscious way of life, and they're sticking to it for the benefit of their health and the environment.
Like their counterparts across the world, Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore have been preparing for the upcoming Buddha Day celebration. This year, volunteers have gathered a total of 1,920 people to join together to hold up cards that will spell out both the number 46, which represents the age of Tzu Chi, and 2 Bodhi tree leaves, which represent the Buddha.
差不多有一尊千手千眼观世音菩萨，可是我觉得爆发力出来了。
In a few days, 1,920 people will come together to spell out the number 46 and 2 leaves of the Bodhi tree as part of Singapore Tzu Chi chapter's celebration of Buddha Day.
We have expanded the scale of the celebration. We have invited our friends and family to come join us in this year's celebration.
Volunteers have been working hard to gather the 1,920 people required to pull off the event. At recycling points, by phone, at companies or door-to-door, volunteers spread the word of the ceremony in hopes of getting new volunteers.
As I am myself a Buddhist, so when I heard that there was a Buddha Day celebration, I was so thankful for a chance to participate. I think such an event is wonderful.
Facebook has also become a favorite tool of volunteers looking to spread the message. Since over half of Singapore's citizens use the internet service, many have learned of the Tzu Chi event as a result.
I've heard that it has already brought in 2 disciples. As more and more people like it or share it with others, you can see how everyone is working hard to spread the news of this event.
Several of Singapore's Buddhist teachers are also doing their best to support Tzu Chi, with 35 members of the 10,000 Buddha Hall to join the 1,920 volunteers for the event.
When our teacher brought up this event, we started to gather volunteers together. When we were singing, it was very moving, and I felt very calm afterwards.
Volunteers have spent about 3 months getting ready for the event, as they hope to bring the roots of goodness and love into the hearts of even more people.
Tzu Chi's Indonesia chapter will be holding this year's Buddha Day ceremony at the newly completed Jin Si Hall in North Jakarta. To promote the event, Tzu Chi volunteers use their time after work to go door to door to hand out brochures. Volunteers hope to invite more people to do good deeds and better understand the meaning behind the ceremony.
As the annual Buddha Day is just around the corner, Tzu Chi volunteers in Indonesia use their time after work to promote the ceremony to neighbors and friends.
Tzu Chi's ceremony for the Buddha Day is very different from other Buddhist ceremonies.
The Buddha Day event will be held in North Jakarta's Jin Si Hall, and volunteers hope to clearly explain the meaning of the ceremony, which is to cleanse the soul of participants.
We will be explaining the meaning of the Buddha Day to everyone, and also take this opportunity to recruit more bodhisattvas to give a little of their love at our events.
The volunteers' friendly and sincere attitude has made a deep impression on neighbors, many of whom happily agreed to participate at the upcoming ceremony.
In Suzhou, China, Tzu Chi volunteers have become experts at using recycled materials to create new and unusual items and toys. Whether it is for children or to help bring excitement to an event, these items can be seen at almost every Tzu Chi-sponsored activities. Let's take a look. Whether it is an indigenous dance from Taiwan or hometown songs sung by residents, every set is cheered on by the enthusiastic audience, bringing smiles to the faces of all those here at the Suzhou's nursing home. Helping Tzu Chi volunteers express their enthusiasm for each performance are these handmade shakers. Where exactly did such unique items come from? To answer that question, we go back to last week. This is inside Suzhou Industrial Park. Among their own factory, volunteers opened a recycling point, and it is here that a wealth of materials can be found.
Straws. This time you want straws, thick or thin, we want all of them. We are going to take them to Boai School and give them to the children to paint with.
This will be used to link up their toys.
These can be cut up in 3-centimeter strip to make a border for their paintings.
Using every minute, once the recyclables are properly sorted, volunteers begin planning next week's activities at the Xiangcheng Nursing Home.
下礼拜三有点来，礼拜三就先来个3第5啊，不然就阿里山的姑娘，阿里山的姑娘美如水呀。她用保特瓶，然后里面装绿豆，对，就像这样啊，就像这样啊。各位大家好，来。
With the materials collected, the next step is to get to work.
First, we take a PET bottle. It has to be dry inside because we're putting red beans inside, and if it's wet, the red beans will sprout. We put about this much inside.
In addition to the beans, volunteers also add streamers to the shakers to make them even more festive. By combining creativity with environmental principles, all paper is used to create a collage, which is later nicely framed. Who would have thought all these useful items and beautiful artworks are all made from unwanted items? Staying in China, but moving on to Guangdong province. Recently, Dongguan's Tzu Chi volunteers visited the Junior Oxford Bilingual School to share their knowledge on conservation work. Through a video clip and a stage play by the volunteers, the students realized that environmental protection cannot wait.
We all know that 60% of the garbage is recyclable. If one can start sorting through their garbage and practice recycling, then I won't give off the smelly and toxic dioxin.
To raise awareness of environmental conservation among the students, the volunteers put on a skit.
My mother used to tell me about waste reduction, but I thought since there were so many people in the world, nothing would change even if I cut back on my own waste. So I used to litter carelessly, but now I won't.
Through hands-on experience, students learn to separate and sort the recyclables.
In the future, the senior students need to develop a sense of responsibility, and we will do our best to support them.
Looking at a video clip and filling with their own 2 hands a blanket made from recycled bottles, the students understand that to save our planet, they need to incorporate environmentalism into their daily lives.
In the United States, college students are getting ready to graduate. To help send off the graduating Tzu Chis in Northern California, the local Tzu Chi office recently held a banquet. Here's more. At the Tzu Chi office in Northern California, a banquet is being held for 16 Tzu Chis who will be graduating this year. They are joined by volunteers who have been at their side all these years.
Tzu Chi has really just changed my life. So through Tzu Chi, I have become a more open person. I've learned so much about issues taking place in the world. And I've learned the true meaning of being charitable, something that I really, really appreciate it. And I made a lot of great friends. I'm very thankful for my years here.
And no matter where life takes you after graduation, I know that Tzu Chi, the family, Tzu Chi will always be there for you, even when your immediate family is not. If it's close to me, I know that I will be there for each and every one of you.
To the volunteers, the Tzu Qins are like their own children. Though they will not see each other as often as before, the volunteers still wish these young people the best.
I'm sure the experience you had with Tzu Chi Club in college is also very special. Will lay a very, very strong ground or foundation for you to march on your journey of life.
Because they're really like my second mom. Every time I have a problem, I just call them. I need help, really. I need food. I need everything, you know. They really help me a lot.
Putting on a ceremonial sash on these young people, the volunteers hope they will take on new challenges in life with compassion and uphold the Tzu Chi spirit. As Taiwan becomes an aging society, how do seniors plan their golden years? In her latest book, Taiwanese writer Jian Wan interviews 6 women over the age of 50, including tea dye master Lai Fengqin and dance teacher Li Xin. The women spoke about how they found new lives through their professions and hope to inspire others to live their lives to the fullest, regardless of their age.
The tea dye bag and book cover are creations that combine art and imagination. Through the world of tea, 60-year-old Lai Fengqin discovered a new self.
Although the color of tea is brown, it is actually very elegant, gentle, and you'll never get tired of it too.
Flamenco dance has taught 50-year-old dance teacher Li Xin to appreciate the value of life.
We need to learn to love ourselves, our bodies, and cherish our lives.
In her latest book, Jian Wan interviews 6 women who are over the age of 50, including tea dye master Lai Fengqin, dance teacher Li Xin, and author Le Chenjun. Through their stories, Jian hopes to inspire middle-aged women to live their lives to the fullest.
A lot of housewives are talented in music and drawing. It isn't a bad thing to have a dream. When the housewives are happy, their families will be happy too.
Even though our age and appearance will change with time, beauty can be preserved by finding the purpose of life.
This coming Sunday will be Mother's Day. In the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers in Las Vegas visited a home for the blind and brought carnations for the residents, who reciprocated by donating their bamboo banks and collecting 5 large bags of recyclables. We join the event at the end of today's program. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.